Welcome, everybody, to the August 16, 2018 Town Board meeting. If we can stand for the pledge and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm going to open up the meeting to public input on agenda items. Does anybody have anything that they wish to comment on that's on the agenda?
I wish to comment on the minutes of the Town Board work session held at the Town Board on August 13th. I assume that comes under Town Clerk's report or some kind of report over there?
No, it comes on the work session 8/13/16. Number 2B.
Oh, there it is at the top, 2B, thank you. I feel that, well, first of all, never mind. First of all, I'd like to make a few comments on number 2, discussion local law, cooperative bidding piggybacking. I think somebody even on the board mentioned how are we protecting or what are we doing for our local contractors to bid also? You talked about working with some outside organization about getting us bids and all these other things and so forth. And someone on the board asked about how do we include or make sure that we don't exclude our local contractors? Or maybe we can expand it into Orange County or something like that.
John, the way it works is, first of all, we probably won't use them for every little job that we do, but local bidders can also bid on it. It's not just exclusive, but it's another form of bidding that we can do to do projects in town, and it's just another way of getting it done. It does not mean that no one else can bid just because they're bidding.
All right.
Hold on a second.
Oops, sorry.
Hold on 1 second.
Mr. Smith, actually, what's done with the piggybacking is those contractors or vendors have already been approved. So it doesn't prevent anybody from seeking a bid. They've already bid on a state or a county RFP or RFQ. So they've been essentially pre-approved. So what happens is, if it could be paving, snow removal, whatever it might be, rather than the town have to go out on its own again and seek bidders, these bidders are already approved. So if we're on that list, anyone who might have gotten that contract, the town can contract with them without having to go through the bid process again. So
But I was concerned about, I realize that, but I was concerned about our local contractors or whatever. Do they have to get on that list? Is that what you're saying somehow?
well, like any other contractor, the state or the county will send out an RFP, and they can bid on it. It eliminates, the town doesn't have to repeat that step. So they would, if they were successful, they would already be an approved vendor. And for these types of projects like paving and other things, usually the state or the county will approve multiple vendors. So it's not just, if your concern is that there's one huge company taking all the contracts, that's not always how it works.
Yeah. No, my concern was just that the local contractors get a fair chance to bid or whatever, or be considered anyway.
Yeah, because there'll be a formal process that they can apply for.
The other item that I would like to comment on is item 5, after-school program at the res. Again, it's really after-school.
We're still on the work session, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, item number 5.
Okay.
I don't know if you got your, I just got this at the library, minutes. I had to print them out because I couldn't get them this afternoon. I was a little late in applying for them.
No, you're right, number 5.
Okay, number 5. This is the second or third time she talks about consensus at the Park Commission. There was no consensus at the Park Commission. We'll probably decide something on Tuesday as far as consensus is concerned. You know, I don't know what the political implications will be, but we'll try to come up with some sort of consensus, meaning everybody, or it'll be split somehow or whatever. We'll have half a dozen different ideas or whatever like that. I don't know. But the consensus word is misused here. When she referred to me, I was sitting close by, and she asked about an application. And I said, you can go out and fill out the application. There was no other responses around the room, so therefore, there was no consensus. I would appreciate it if you would leave that out regarding the Park Commission. At the end of the meeting, we thought there would be more discussion allowed, and of course, you cut that off. You had to go into executive session regarding a police officer or whatever like that, and there were no comments allowed like that. If Ms. Hunter didn't speak up about the hotel tax or whatever and so forth, and then, of course, I had to put in my 2 cents about what was really going on regarding this after-school things. For my 2 cents, I think any municipality that tries to get into this daycare program, no matter how you reword it or whatever, is foolhardy. You have security. You have a building that's not really put together very well. I don't think the buses are going to come in because MSA had to provide their own vans to pick up their own kids and so forth like that. I will personally lobby the superintendent of schools, the school board if I have to, and the transportation director to not allow the school buses to be busing these kids in from all over. Or maybe it's just the Woodbury kids. That could be Smith Clove Elementary and the other school for this kind of thing. You are competing again. You know what my argument is. You are competing with local businesses who pay tax. I don't know what the insurance costs are. I'm trying to find that out now as to see what it's going to cost the town in insurance because you think you can just add it on to Marshall and Sterling, whatever. I think it's going to be a big premium. So while in her email, which is not on the list, of course, tonight, she has this whole outline about what we're going to do and so forth like that. You better consider that very, very carefully before you sign anything or go ahead with anything. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That's up to you.
I just want to respond to that. Again, just for clarification, the after-school program that was presented in front of the Parks Department at the meeting at the said meeting that John Smith is speaking about, there was questions about the after-school program, and there was a consensus for me to talk to the board in reference to the after-school program. And the reason why I was at the Parks Department first was because I wanted to make sure that I presented to the commissioners first prior to going further with the town board, because the commissioners had expressed a concern that the town board and the commissioners were not communicating well. And so me attending that board, meeting, the department meeting, was so that I could have an idea of if there was any further concerns about the after-school program so that I could proceed on researching about the program, researching about the application process, and that is what I brought forth to the board. And so just for clarification, the consensus was for me to get more information so that I could present to the board that now there was an interest to find out more information about doing an after-school program in a recreation building.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we're going to move on to the administrative business. I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of 2/8/18.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions?
One abstention.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know. 28.
What did he say?
28. 28. Come on. Yes.
8/2.
I meant
8/2
August
of 18.
8th. amazing.
You're
It's okay.
listening. That's good.
Okay.
You're listening.
Well, I was testing you. I'm glad to see that you were
You were
paying
listening.
attention. Thank you. I need a motion and a second to approve the work session minutes of 8/13/18. Now you got me confused there.
August 13th work session. I'll
Correct.
make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need the approval of the abstract number 16. Desiree?
Abstract 16 contains vouchers 2018-1334 through 2018-1456, and it totals $335,267.87.
I'll make the motion. Do I got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the budget modifications. Desiree, please.
There are two this evening. The first is a modification to the budget of the general fund by decreasing A 7110.462 repairs material replacement by $24,000 and increasing A 1620.474 parks repairs only by $23,000 and A 7110.429 special programs by $1,000.
I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the second is to approve a modification to the budget of the general fund by decreasing A 1950.400 taxes on town property by $150 and increasing A 1920.400 municipal association dues by $150.
I have a motion.
I'll
I'll
make that
motion.
motion.
And a second?
Second.
Who got the motion? Who got the
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have under new business, we have the acceptance of the bids for the refuse. Desiree, please.
A bid opening was held at 10 a.m. on August 6, 2018 for the collection of refuse and garbage for 2019 and 2020. The notice was printed in the Times-Herald Record on July 10, 2018, and the following bid was received. County Waste and Recycling from Clifton Park, New York, in the amount of $711,498.84. It is our current carrier, and it has met all requirements as detailed in the specifications. You have an opinion from the Attorney McKay. I didn't know you were going to be here, sorry. The General Municipal Law authorizes you to approve this bid when only one vendor has responded. And that's all I got.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Michael. Councilman Essex, I'm sorry. Do I got a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd just like to make the comment that this bid is $38,389 per year less than last year.
2 years
And-
ago.
Exactly. Well, also from last year. And that over the 2 years of the contract, plus we have the option of 2 more years, but in the first 2 years, we will save $76,778. And I appreciate County Waste for, I feel, doing the right thing and coming in with a really nice bid. So thank you. Now I need a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign the contract with County Waste and Recycling for the collection of refuse and site recycling for the years 2019 and 2020, pending receipt of their performance bond as required in the specifications at the rate of $711,498.84 per year.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign all documents and agreements concerning the insurance policy renewal proposed submitted by Marshall and Sterling, NYMER, NYMIR, totaling $129,847 to be effective on September 1st. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No, we discussed this in a work session, so
Okay.
should be moving forward.
Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have I need a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Russell J. Sircable to the position of full-time police officer with the starting work date of the first week of September 2018. This position is paid at $63,959 per year, and it is subject to the passing of a physical and a psychological test.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Michael. I'll second it. Any discussion?
We don't have an exact date, right, Chief?
No, because we
don't
have,
an exact
we have
date
to
yet.
wait. Well, his appointment is today, but his starting date will be once we guys went out when he gets the physicals
Okay,
and the
that's
things, so
fine.
that's why. But it would be after, either on or after September 1st.
That's fine.
Okay. Do we got to poll the board on this? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we have a appointment of a representative, the Moodna Creek Watershed Intermunicipal Council. I need a motion and a second. Do I need the motion and a second, or can I just appoint that?
We've never done it before, but you have put it on the agenda, so I assume that you
All
want
right,
to
so
do
we'll go
it from
forward.
now
I think
on.
I was shocked I saw it on the agenda.
It's never been done before.
I was shocked.
This administration is into doing new things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you
To
like a
appoint-
motion, Mr. Supervisor, to move forward on this?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Motion to appoint Jackie and
Councilwoman
yourself.
Hernandez as the primary representative and Supervisor Palermo as the alternative representative to for the town of Woodbury on the Moodna Creek Watershed Intermunicipal Council's Executive Committee. I got a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We need, we're going to schedule a special meeting for September 4th. The location has been changed from the original agenda. We're going to move it to the senior center. So September 4th at 7 PM at the senior center. And the purpose is it's an informative purpose for the health insurance for the town of Woodbury. We have a gentleman coming from Marshall and Sterling, Brad, who will be explaining the MVP program to the town, and or union reps also. So, do we got to actually vote on it? Yeah. Okay. So I need a motion and a second. I'll make the motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need a motion and a second to declare the following as surplus equipment and to authorize the town clerk to advertise them for sale at auction. 2007 Dodge Durango, do I got to read the VIN number? And you never know. And a 2007 Dodge Charger, and various office equipment from the supervisor's office. So I need a motion and a second for that. I'll make the motion. Can
I'll
I get a
second.
second? Thank you. I'd also like to mention that these are two vehicles that the town uses for its employees. But we're going to, send them off and try to sell them because the chief has an extra vehicle that we're going to be taking from his fleet. And I hope it works. I know. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it.
So you're saying it's as is?
As is, exactly. So I need a motion and a second, please.
Make that motion.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye. What, there's,
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Oh, we did it
we
already?
did it twice, right?
Okay. It's okay. I'd say something, but I'm going to hold my mouth right now, my tongue. Okay, extra items. the eDiner website domain name transfer. I need a motion and a second to authorize the payment of $16.99 to eDiner and Marketing Incorporated for the domain transfer and a one-year registration for the town's website. Right now, our domain is registered under the eDiner, and she's going to transfer it to the town of Woodbury. And it's, the yearly cost for the domain is $16.99. So I know that we're running a tight budget, but I hope I can get a motion and a second to approve
I'll make
the
that motion.
$16.99. Thank you, Bob.
Second.
Thank you, Mike.
But that's very important. We should own our own domain.
Yes, and we
Yeah,
will.
So,
No, we will.
right, so we'll be owning it. at
Yes.
this point.
Yeah. we'll
It'll
have
be
the
under,
ownership.
it'll be under the town of Woodbury.
Okay, good.
And of course, we will continue to go month to month until our website is done with her, so. And I spoke to her today about it, and she has no problems with it, so. We have now a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Another extra item. We've got a resolution, acceptance and the adoption of a multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. Desiree, please.
This was a resolution presented to you from
Al
Engineer
Fusco.
Fusco. I almost said Attorney Fusco. Engineer Fusco,
You
that's...
won't be the first.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the first. This is a resolution that's provided by the County of Orange. There's really no saying what, you can't really change it much, so I will read it for you. It's a motion to, a resolution, my page keeps moving, sorry, to authorize the acceptance and adoption of a multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan updated for Orange County, New York, whereas the Orange County Department of Emergency Services, with the assistance from Barton and Logadici, is he Italian? has gathered information and prepared the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update for Orange County, New York, and whereas the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update for Orange County, New York has been prepared in accordance with the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000 and Title 44 Code of Federal Regulation, CFR Part 201, and whereas Title 44 CFR Chapter 1, Part 201.6C5 requires each local government participating in the preparation of a multi-jurisdictional mitigation plan or plan update to accept and adopt such plan. And whereas the town of Woodbury has reviewed the 2018 multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update for Orange County, has found the document to be acceptable, and as a local unit of government has afforded its citizens an opportunity to comment and provide input regarding the plan update and the actions included in the plan. Whereas the town of Woodbury will consider the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update for Orange County during the implementation and updating of local planning mechanisms, and will incorporate the hazard assessment data, hazard vulnerabilities, and mitigation actions in these mechanisms where applicable. And now therefore be it resolved that the town of Woodbury, as a participating jurisdiction, adopts the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update for Orange County, New York, dated April 2018. That's the resolution. I did ask Engineer Fusco to forward a copy of the plan to me from my office because I haven't gotten it.
Okay. So I need a motion and a second to have Al lead this. So I will make that motion. I need a second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Extra item number 3. We have a change order for the Earl Reservoir Community Building. Correspondence was received from Engineer Fusco addressing some additional work that was discussed during a site visit held with Director Gianzero and myself. They had recommended the following orders totaling $24,207.42, which was the general contracting totaling $5,067.42 for 2 concrete entrance slabs and the attic pull-down stairs. Plumbing contract totaling $7,625, which would have been kitchen piping, kitchen area HVAC, concrete pad for HVAC, and the electrical contract totaling $7,625. After discussions, that's for 4 ceiling fans. Kitchen HVAC, it says kiln electric, but it's actually 220 electric we want to run into there, and extra outlets. Supervisor Palermo, which is me, stated upon review of the proposal, the work has been scaled down to totaling $16,657. We eliminated the kitchen piping and the forced ceiling fans. So I will make that motion. I need a second, and then any discussion.
I'll second.
You got, my discussion is through the chair to Bob.
Yep.
Obviously, Bob's email, just real quick, I know
Yep.
Bob, this is your forte. Do you want to answer anything? Because I saw your email. I just want to make sure that we're good with this. So,
No, we're good.
No,
The,
yeah, we're good. I spoke to Councilman, he called me up and we discussed it. I mentioned to him, I think there was a little confusion with the kiln.
Right.
And I explained to him that we're not buying or ordering a kiln. It's just that it is a program that we might use in the future, and in order to do it, you need 220. And the walls are bare right now, so it is profitable to put it in now than to wait, because if we have to wait, then they gotta run all kinds of wires all over the place, so
And
that was the point.
the kitchen piping was included
Yes.
with the original, right?
Well, we took out the kitchen piping, because we just don't know exactly where the layout is of the kitchen yet. So, I think that's something that, we spoke to Bobby and them, that if they have to do it, they can do it, so. So, I got the motion, I got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
all right.
Thank you. Old business. To authorize the supervisor to sign a revised agreement, the audit of 2016 records. This is, we had done this back in, I think November, December of, was it 2017 or 16? 2017, yeah.
17.
We wanted to do an audit of the 2016 budget, but what we were doing was a scaled-down audit. I would prefer for the upcoming year, which will be budgeted and for next year, is a full audit of the 2017 budget. And in order to do that, we need to have the books balanced for 2016. So what this is we had given them the signed agreement that we had, but because the order is different and a change, we needed to put in a new, I need to sign a new order. So this is the supervisor to sign a revised agreement with RPT, Certified Public Accountants, by changing the scope of work to be done, reconciling all cash accounts, reviewing towns' prepared accounts reports to ensure all payable, receivables, and interfund accounts reflect proper ending balances as of December 31st, 2016, and to respond to questions on an ongoing basis. The cost of this will be an hourly rate of $150, and I've been told that we originally approved up to $11,000, and that it should not come near that. So I need a motion and a second to authorize that.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. I need a second? No, I'll second it. Any discussion?
I think I recall that the first one we got averaged between like 7,000 and 9,000.
It was 9 to 11,000,
Okay.
which is what the agreement, and this
Okay.
shouldn't pass that, so. So I need all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Department reports, the supervisor's report. Desiree?
The supervisor's report for July 2018 has receipts totaling $1,020,742.19 and disbursements totaling $1,180,189.31.
I need a motion and a second. I can't make that motion.
I'll motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we do have our reports, our monthly department reports. We did receive the town clerk's report, July 2018. We've got the buildings and grounds, July 2018. The ACO report, July 2018. I didn't send that out yet, but I will put it up on the webpage. I just received that today. Police communications report for July 2018. We received the beautification committee minutes of August 9th, 2018. the library minutes from July 31st, 2018. Parks and Recreation, as you recall, we didn't get a parks report last month, but we have it this month, June 12th and July 17th of 2018. And last but not least is the budget versus actual for July 2018. So I will now open the floor to board members. Councilman Hunter?
No comments.
Councilman Essig?
No comment.
And Deputy Supervisor?
I just wanted to take a moment to thank the Buildings and Grounds. We had a couple of community members that were concerned about the dog park, and they were able to get together to address some overgrown weeds and, you know, the bad ground coverage that was there with the dogs. And Buildings and Grounds were very helpful. And once we cleaned up all the weeds, to get ground covering there and to mow the lawn around the park. And they said that they would continue to be a support for the residents who use the dog park, even though it's a community dog park that has to be maintained by the community. You know, Buildings and Ground is lending a hand to them. So I just wanted to thank Bobby and the crew at the Buildings and Grounds for that help. I also wanted to acknowledge the great work. You know, I know that the summer camp is almost over in the Parks Department, but the great work they've done under Joey as far as the community activities that have been going on in the Parks Department. And I've watched, you know, the times that I'm here during the weekends, the hard work that the volunteers, some of the commissioners that have been putting in work, as well as the staffing, the lifeguards. You know, I know that it was a very busy summer, so I just wanted to give kudos out to the Parks Department for the things that they've been doing. I want to acknowledge the police department, because we've, you know, there's been a increased effort to cut down on speeding in Woodbury. I think in the summer we tend to see a lot more speeding. People are trying to get places quicker. So, you know, there's been an increased effort to continue to maintain safe roads for pedestrians who are crossing the roads, especially at the crosswalks. And we just want to remind residents that, you know, when you come across those white lines in the road, that does indicate that the pedestrian has right of way. So please slow down and give a courtesy to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your efforts on the dog park. It looks great. It really does, and I'm very proud of it. Good job. Chief, I'd like you to say just a couple of minutes, talk a couple of minutes about the new hire, if you don't mind.
Officer Sir Cable currently is with the New York State Park Police. He's been with them quite some time. I don't want to scream. I'm not a screamer. Doesn't even matter. Officer Sir Cable currently works for the Park Police. He actually was one of the officers that we really took a good look at last time when we hired the last three back in March. What he will do is he will be the officer that will specifically replace Officer Tausk, who will be going into the school as an SRO. Looking forward to getting him started. I appreciate the board's support and voting on him tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Make a comment then.
Again, as we come to the end of the summer, we have the Woodbury Common, of course, and the traffic issues that we have, the construction on the southern end of town. I caution everybody again, like I normally do, if you can avoid that area, it probably would be in your best interest if you could seat alternate routes if you have to go through there. The last weekend of August, we have a Spartan event, which will be taking place on West Point's property in the area of Lake Frederick. There'll be pedestrian traffic in that area. They'll be parking. They'll be walking in different places along Smith Clove, I'm just asking the motorists if they could just exercise caution, because there probably will be a large crowd.
Thank you. Town clerk?
I do have a couple of things. The Woodbury Lions Club has a couple events coming up in September. On September 17th is their annual golf outing, and on September 22nd is their annual community yard sale at the St. Patrick's parking lot over here in Highland Mills. And I just want to announce that you now have the ability to submit FOIL requests using the website. You don't have to come in and submit them in paper anymore. There is a online form that can be filled out that comes directly to my office. So that's a great, easy, convenient route for residents who want to submit FOIL requests. And that will be a great advantage to us, I think. Save time for people.
Did you get that call from that woman, I think from South Carolina or something
She
like
called.
that?
I referred her to the website. She
Good.
hasn't submitted
Okay.
anything yet, though.
Okay, no, she was asking how to go about it, and so I hooked her off to you. Mr. McKay? Okay. As I said, I'm very happy with the dog park, and I want to wish everybody a wonderful end of the summer. Oh, and I did go up today to, speaking of Camp Res, I went up, they had the Parents' Day today, and I have to tell you, they were great. Those kids from kindergarten up to 6th grade were tremendous. They put on a tremendous show, and kudos to all our supervisors that are up there, the counselors, and all the people that work for Camp Res. You've done a tremendous job, so thank you. And with that, I'll ask for a closing of the meeting, a motion, and a second.
Motion. Motion.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.